Hello and welcome, this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria, and I thought today we would do some decluttering of our ribbons. Why am I doing this with you? Because I thought maybe it would inspire you to declutter some of your craft supplies as well. I know I get inspired when I watch these kind of videos, so I thought let's just do it. I woke up and had the urge to do this because I had just received some wonderful dyed seam binding from an Etsy shop called JuDesign. I will link them below. And there was no more space to put it in my drawer, and I did not want to start another drawer. And this drawer has been really getting on my nerves. It just is hard to put back once I take it out of my closet. So I thought, no more, I can't do this anymore, it makes me anxious. And so I was going to use the Konmari method to try to get some organization into this. I'm sure almost all of you will know Konmari in the meantime. If you don't, she's a Japanese organization consultant. She has written several books. Check her out. If you haven't, she's got a show as well about decluttering homes, and yeah, she's just overall very inspiring, and I have used her method throughout my house, or my house, haha, I wish, my flat, to declutter many parts of my home, but it was time to tackle my craft supplies. So once I have dumped everything out of this drawer, I'm trying to find some rhyme or reason. It looked so much more once I had it out of that drawer that I was really overwhelmed, and it made me anxious with all the stuff I had. So I didn't know where to start because there were so many different types and they were all kind of organized in a different way, and it was really hard for me to make any sense of it. And so I was struggling. I was trying to go through it and try to do two things at the same time, which didn't work. So what I should have done is, and what I would advise for you to do, is to take every piece in your hand and then to say keep or not keep, or start maybe a maybe pile for the beginning as well if you're not sure of some items. But I tried to do this in combination with trying to kind of organize some categories, which really wasn't a good idea. I was overwhelmed with both parts of this. So I'm just kind of going through stuff randomly, picking out at pieces, picking pieces out and then throwing some of them away, like this. Horrible, totally not my taste anymore, and I had tons of it. This is really cute. I definitely wanted to keep that. So I should have just done that until I went through every single item. This one, totally not my thing anymore. Yeah, I got rid of that one as well. Lace, I'm gonna keep. This I was gonna keep because I got this actually just a while ago at the flea market. This I'm gonna keep, although I'm not into really this kind of pink anymore, but it was just too cute. This definitely getting rid of. This I wanted to keep. This I love, 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 love. I got this locally. I love the wooden spool as well, but it takes up so much space. This I love. This was in a Happy Mail, I believe, from the lovely Allison. Here I have all this baker's twine. These are from some clothes where I cut up these loops that you have sometimes in your clothes. I hate those. I always cut them off. There's some tassels in there. I don't know what they're doing in there. Probably I didn't know where else to put them. Here's some red ribbon that looked fine. This I got rid of. So I really didn't go through this with any kind of method at the beginning, and as I said, I should have, because I was overwhelmed. So some things were very easy for me to get rid of at the beginning. And this gorgeous thing I knew I had to keep. This was from my friend Zainab. And these are from the stationery bento box. So these are what I had gotten rid of the first time around, but I got rid of a lot more. So I started off by putting everything into a Ziploc bag that I knew I was going to get rid of. Next, I thought I would try and organize my lace to start off with. And so I have this tiny drawer that I thought I could empty because the things inside are no longer things I use, meaning I need to go through my whole craft supplies to see what I'm still using, even though I've just done this like maybe 2 months ago. But as I can see here, apparently I need to keep doing this. So these are things I'm going to get rid of. This is the tool I used before I had my wonderful crocodile, and I struggled with it so much, and I'm happy to get rid of that. So now I have this empty little drawer thingy, and I thought I would try to put all of this lace inside. So this is both adhesive lace and non-adhesive lace, and I'm just kind of trying to organize it in some way that makes sense. And of course this little thing was much too small, but let's see what I do. Had to get rid of that wooden spool. I am keeping all my wooden spools, but not in this way. And I wanted to try to kind of just reduce the bulk by getting rid of these big wooden spools. Got rid of that. Okay, I had them all in there. I wasn't happy. It was still too bulky, everything. This wasn't gonna work. So I had to think of something else. So then I thought, okay, let me try to make things flatter. So I am wrapping things around cardboard pieces. And I have a die that looks like this. I will link that below. That is from AliExpress. They have 3 different sizes of those in one set, and they are very cute. This is the biggest size, and then they have like a medium and they have a tiny one. Okay, that was looking a lot better, but it is still not the final solution. But for now, we're just gonna put that on the side and continue with my beloved sari silk ribbon. I really love this, and I'm so sad that this shop, Good Karma Llama, no longer is open. And I couldn't find any sari silk actually in these beautiful colors anymore on Etsy, which is why I ordered the seam binding that you saw at the beginning, which is also nice, but it's not sari silk ribbon. And I will try to find some more of this gorgeous sari silk ribbon that I have here. And so I wanted to consolidate these to always put 2 colors on one of these cardboard pieces. And I did write the name of the color down as well, and I really thought this was a good way to organize things. This one I have to get rid of. Then I have these huge spools that just take up way too much space. I did like all these ribbons. I wanted to keep them. So I thought, since I had some of these empty cardboard pieces now from the Good Karma Llama shop, I thought I would just use those to continue wrapping my ribbon around them. And so that way the pieces would be the same size, which is also good. It just makes it look neater when everything is the same size. I was really liking that a lot. Got rid of that wooden spool. So kept wrapping around these things, and I kind of just tucked the ends into the part that I wrapped around, but that really wasn't ideal because it was coming apart again. And I wasn't sure what to do, how to do that, because I did not want to use tape. I used to use tape to hold the ends down, but I hate it. So I wanted to get rid of all of those, but I didn't know what else to do until I had the idea to do it like they actually do it in the shop. Just use some needles. So that is what I will do. So I just got out my needles that have a little plastic head on them. So that's how I secured them, and that was the best way to do it. So that would be my advice for you if you're doing something like this. Just use needles. It's perfect. And I did try to coordinate the type of ribbon and the color where I could, but I didn't do it for all of the ribbons, just because I wasn't as organized as I should have been, because I was overwhelmed with the pile of ribbons I had. But I knew this was the right way to go, and I think this is the last one of those cards that I had. This one worked out really well because I think I managed to keep it pretty much all black and white and gray. So then I used some scrap pieces to cut out similar shape of those other ones so that they would all be similar, and to continue with the same method, trying to now pick out some colors that might go together on one of the cards, because I figure if I'm looking for something, I kind of usually have an idea what color I want, so that would make it easier if I just kept similar colors on one card. So even the smaller cards that I have, I mean, they're cute, but it's just so much nicer to have them all on the same size cards, more or less. Here I had two of the same, and I consolidated that by just keeping the ones that I loved and getting rid of the other ones. This is one of the seam bindings I had just bought. I also decided to wrap that around. So I just need to be consistent and do this if I buy new stuff, to just organize it immediately. Now this is all of my beautiful, beautiful Avril yarn. If you have not had the pleasure of ever owning any Avril yarn, I can strongly advise you to invest in a couple, because they are just absolutely stunning. Each one is very different and they're all absolutely exquisite. So I'm kind of just hoarding these. I think I will only use the ones that I have enough of. This one was in the stationary bento box that I have the unboxing of as a video, and I will link that below in case you want to see that and missed it. This one was, so I have a couple here from my friend Miyuki. She is from Japan, but she lives here in Vienna. So she kindly gave me those. This one as well. I mean, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Look how fluffy that is. So I'm very fortunate to have quite a nice variety of these. I just love these. Look how gorgeous they look together. Oh my gosh. So these two cones you see there, I wasn't sure yet what to do because they look quite good on the cones, but again, they were taking up a lot of space. So I decided that I will also wrap those around. I did purchase those myself. If you just look in Etsy for Avril yarn, you will find quite a lot of different shops. And the ones in the wooden box are again from the stationary bento box, and I decided to keep those in that little box because that was just too adorable to change. This was all the rest I still had left to deal with, and again, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to categorize them because There were so many different types that I didn't know how to organize them. So I'm kind of just randomly going through them and see what sticks out and what I can group together. So here I found a bunch of baker's twine mostly. That is not enough to be on their own little cardboard spool thing, so I decided to also wrap those around the cards, and I found out the best way to do that, since you can't use a needle for those, to just cut in the side of the cardboard so that you can just kind of put the end of the baker's twine in there so that it will hold and it won't always keep coming apart. I'll show you a close-up in a moment. So I just make the cuts wherever I need them. And so that is what that looks like, and that works really well. So there we have a whole bunch there. So next, I'm thinking again, what can I do next? So these are all the other baker twines and other twines that I had, and I decided I'm gonna leave those on the spools. These pom-poms I was getting rid of. This I decided later doesn't go in this box at all. It needs to go somewhere completely different. This I first wasn't sure, but I had to keep it. It was just too cute, but it needed to go to the laces, and that other box was already full, so that was not a good solution either. This one I didn't know what to do with. I'm really just going through things, not knowing where to put them or what to do with them. I was struggling here. So many little different bits. So I just keep moving things from one side to the other, trying to come up with a solution. So this one I decided to put somewhere else. This one I then got rid of. These I was gonna keep, but then I had such a hard time putting them on the cards because they were just too short, and I didn't have any more patience at this time. I was already doing this for like, I think almost 3 hours. So at the end I got rid of those. I just didn't have the patience to deal with them. And I'm sure I'll never miss them. So then I found this one, which was already wrapped around something, so I thought, okay, let me just start with this. That should be easy. So just wrap it around, put a needle through. So maybe that would help me move on with the others and just put them on. At that point I was just like, just grab something and wrap it around, and that's it. So I added some to that other card. Then I decided to add these new seam bindings to this one because I thought the colors kind of work together. So I think that looks quite nice. Next, I take these, which are in the bag, and I thought this was so cute. This was on a present I had received from my friend Farin, and I definitely had to keep those. They were just so cute. Even though it's not an Avril yarn, I thought it would work well together with the Avril yarns, and I think it looks really cute. It's actually a wire, it's not a thread. Then there's this gorgeous one that I got from my friend Zainab. And this one is kind of harder to deal with because it has all these beautiful charms on them. But I did manage to also wrap that around kind of in layers on the card. And that ended up looking really nice. And then I just kind of put random things on there, whatever I had left. At this point I couldn't match much anymore. I just wanted to get it done and get everything organized. This one I had so much of that I decided to leave it on this cardboard spool. Just put a needle through it. This one as well, I decided then to leave it, and all of these that were on these styrofoam spools, I decided to leave there and just put a needle through it to secure it instead of the stupid tape they had on it. Now I have a lot of little bits. This is something from the flea market that I found. And these, yeah, so the green one I ended up putting there, which doesn't work from the color, but it's fine. I didn't know where else to put it. These I love having like this. These I stamped myself. It's just cheesecloth that I stamped. This was an idea I have from Maureen Astrid. She has a video on that. I will link that below because it's a nice little video to watch. So now the best part of the whole thing, to try to organize everything back into the cleaned out drawer. And I didn't know how to do it. I was thinking, it seems like I have enough space to actually put my lace ribbon in there again. So I thought I would use some wooden boxes to help me organize the bits that I didn't have on these cards. And trying to find a way to put the lace back. Wasn't happy with that solution. Then I took these beautiful boxes, which are from the stationery bento box unboxing, and I tried to fit them in there somehow. I tried to find a method that I could make all these 3 boxes fit, but it just didn't work. I tried, I think, every single way that was possible, and so I decided to just keep that big one in there. And then I had to cut some of these cardboard pieces down with the lace on it because they were too wide, but that was fine. Now I had them there, and I'm just gonna put everything else in that wooden box that's left, all the other laces. I just wanted to secure them again with the needle because I hadn't done that before. I didn't think of that at that stage. And then I had a lot of little pieces of lace left that I didn't want just laying around there because that would become messy again very quickly. So I took this other tiny box from the stationery bento box where they had the washi tape samples, and I decided to put all my little bits of lace in there in the hope that when I see them like that I would use them more easily than if they're hidden under some other pieces. So I thought that looked really cute. So I'm just gonna put that in the bigger box. And there we go, that's our organization. Love how that turned out. So happy with it. Totally worth the 3.5 hours or so I spent on it. So there you see the before and after. So I hope this inspires you to do this with your own craft supplies, and let me know if you want to watch more of these decluttering craft supplies videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!